Inside Iran, the framing of this deal is one of total victory. Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf has already declared that the agreement confirms the failure of the United States. This narrative is aimed at an Iranian public exhausted by sanctions, but also at the hardline factions who watch these negotiations with deep suspicion. For the regime, the deal is a confirmation of their strategic patience. Crucially, the Revolutionary Guards remain a central actor. While diplomacy takes the lead, the Guards network, the axis of resistance, is being put on standby, not dismantled. Their continued influence is the deal's silent variable. Tehran has consistently refused to discuss its defensive capabilities. By keeping these networks intact, Iran ensures it maintains regional leverage even as it reintegrates into the global economy. In Part 12, we'll examine the specific clause regarding sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. We return to the military layer and a critical geographic choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. Through this narrow passage flows roughly 20% of the world's oil, making it a central pillar of the deal. Donald Trump announced the reopening of the strait, authorizing transit without fees and lifting the naval blockade. "Let the oil flow," he declared, signaling an immediate end to the maritime standoff. But a wrench appeared in the machinery almost immediately. Tehran added a last-minute clause affirming Iranian-Omani sovereignty over the strait, with the power to impose fees for maritime services. This clause was not in the original draft, and its symbolic weight is immense. It challenges the concept of international waters and adds a layer of complexity to the 60-day final negotiations. In Part 13, we'll examine the Israeli military paradox and why Tel Aviv refuses to consider itself bound by this agreement. We now confront the structural flaw at the heart of this agreement, the Israeli paradox. While Washington and Tehran have signed the memorandum, Israel, which was not a signatory, does not consider itself bound. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has been explicit. Israel intends to keep its forces in Lebanon and Gaza indefinitely. This creates a dangerous gap between diplomatic ambition and military reality on the ground. The deal calls for peace on all fronts, including Lebanon. But if Israel continues strikes against Hezbollah, Tehran's primary proxy, the entire cessation of hostilities layer could collapse within days. Israel has warned that any Iranian response to operations in Lebanon will be met with full force. This leaves the deal in a state of permanent tension, where a single miscalculation could restart the wider war. In Part 14, we'll examine the broader impact on global energy security and the world's reorganization around this deal. Beyond the regional friction, this deal is a seismic shift for global energy security. By reintegrating Iran's oil and gas sectors, the international community is attempting to build a more resilient energy market. For Europe and Asia, the return of Iranian supply offers a crucial alternative at a time of geopolitical instability. This isn't just about lower prices. It's about a fundamental reorganization of global energy alliances. The $300 billion reconstruction incentive acts as an anchor, tying Iran's economic future to the stability of these global markets. The goal is to make the cost of breaking the deal too high to bear. As the world reorganizes around this new status quo, the traditional boundaries of the Middle East are being redrawn. Alliances that stood for decades are now being reevaluated in the shadow of this historic memorandum. In our final part, we'll bring everything together and look at the road toward a permanent agreement and lasting peace. We come to the end of our deep dive analysis into the Iran-US Memorandum of Understanding. This document is more than just a set of clauses. It is a card placed on the table after decades of conflict. The next 60 days of final negotiations will be the true test. Between a signature and lasting peace lies years of accumulated mistrust and the complex task of fulfilling sweeping economic and security promises. Whether this deal goes down in history as a definitive turning point or another broken promise depends on the political will in both Tehran and Washington. The stakes for global stability have never been higher. As the world watches, the deal of the century hangs in a delicate balance. The goal of a Middle East at peace remains the ultimate prize, one that now feels closer, yet remains as challenging as ever. Thank you for joining us for this special analytical report. I'm FinThrive News and will continue to follow this historic story as it unfolds.